What is up, everybody? It is about time for leg day. So it's probably going to be a lighter leg day. Who knows? I could end up, it never goes 100% according to plan, right? So I'm planning on not really doing anything too crazy, but we'll just have to see. So the question today, how did you sleep last night? And do you feel rested going into this session? I actually feel a little bit sluggish, but you can perceive that in a couple ways. Like you could see it that it's going to take away from your workout, or you're going to go in there and start to warm up and just start doing better. You really never know. So I've had workouts where I've been rested and I go in there and it just doesn't go according to plan. And I've had workouts where I'm not very rested and I go in there and it goes really well. So you'll just have to see when we get in there. Are you planning to go heavy today, strength focused, or higher reps? Hypertrophy. I think today's going to be that, but I could go in there and heavy could feel good. It's really hard to say. So any tightness or soreness in your knees, hips, or lower back today? I'm feeling a little bit sluggish. Not really sure what's going on, but not enough that I felt like I was going to need to take a rest day. So that's good. What's your main focus today? Quads, hamstrings, glutes, or overall leg development? Quads and hamstrings. Like we're going to thrash them. It's going to be a pretty good workout. Yeah, I'm not too worried about that one. What's your pre-workout fuel? Did you eat or supplement anything beforehand? So it's a weird time. I had lunch at work about 3 hours ago, so I hadn't had any food since then. Hadn't had any caffeine since early this morning, but I feel okay. So I'm thinking it's going to be a pretty good leg workout. But enough chit chat. Let's get in there and make it happen. And there you have it. Leg day is complete. I did only record the squats. I don't really have to explain why. I record when I can. When I can, I can't. We'll just leave it at that. So the workout went as follows. I started with some hamstring curls. I warmed up, of course, because we always got to warm up, guys. And after I warmed up, let me get this to track me a little better. But after I warmed up, my working sets were pretty heavy. They felt pretty heavy. I went really heavy on the first set, really focusing on the squeeze and the stretch and all that good stuff. And then I dropped the weight on the next two. And after 3 sets of hamstring curls, I did 3 sets of RDLs, relatively heavy. I go as heavy as I can without bothering my elbows, because my elbows do get bothered when I go a little too heavy. So when doing RDLs, I like to focus on driving my heels in the ground so hard that it's like the front of my toes, they come off the ground, because that's how far I'm driving my heels into the ground. And that helps me with the mind-muscle connection there. And then I did 2 sets of heavy squats and 4 sets of moderately heavy leg extensions. And that was it for the leg workout. So let's jump right in on these questions, shall we? What was the toughest part of today's leg workout, mental or physical? For once, I'm going to say mental, because going in, I felt pretty fatigued, and I think that was getting to me. But after I got past that little mental block, and after I got through a few sets of legs, I was able to push through that, because I was feeling fine after I warmed up. How I'll feel tomorrow, who really knows? But that was definitely harder than the physical aspect. Set those last couple reps of squats, those are always hard. Did you hit any PRs or notice any improvements in strength or endurance? I will say the set of 12 at 185 with the squats was a little bit easier this time, but it was also my first quad movement. So I'm not really sure if that had something to do with it, or the fact that You know, I've already done 12 reps at 185. I think that might have helped a little bit, but you know, it was solid. It felt really good. And then I did do 8 reps at 205, I think, and that's definitely a PR there. That felt pretty good. How did your energy levels hold up throughout the session? Fine. I felt good throughout the whole thing. That goes to show you never know going in. What was your most effective or favorite movement today? The squats. I love some heavy squats, pushing through those last few reps, and really, if you've never done that, it's hard to explain, but it's like breaking through a mental barrier and a physical barrier. Were there any sets where your form broke down? If so, how will you adjust? No, I think my form was pretty tight today. Even on the heavy squats, last few reps, I still kept form. Got a little bit shaky, I think, but that comes with the territory when you're doing heavy squats. How did your warm-up and mobility work affect performance? I always warm up, and it always helps my performance. You know, when you're warming up, just lighter weight or whatever set you're working on, it goes a long way. How are your knees and hips feeling post-session? 100%. Like, I feel great right now. I did skip my cardio today, but that's caused some lingering fatigue, and it was the right thing to do. What was your post-workout meal, and how soon did you get it in? I don't know why it's asking me that question when I'm answering this right outside the gym, but some chicken and vegetables, that's all it's going to be. Any surprises, good or bad, from today's workout? I was surprised that I was able to push squats hard. I wasn't sure if I was even going to do squats today, but once I started doing them, it was pretty surprising how well they went through. What's your recovery plan for tonight and tomorrow? Always rest, always get some type of meal with at least 50 grams of protein, get my carbs, my fats, make sure I get 6 to 8 hours of sleep, and come back tomorrow ready to go. But tomorrow is shoulders and abs. I still didn't do calves. I was in a rush today. Excuses. But don't let that dreamer die. Keep the grind alive. Never give up on yourself. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.